Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas from all of us at Art of Bowling. Today I thought we'd answer some questions from you guys. But first I wanted to let you know about an awesome bowling clinic we are going to hold on Sunday, January 15th, 2023 at 10 a.m. at Jib Lanes in Queens, New York. It will be hosted by me, Coach Arthur, and Maple Family Centers, and will be headlined by a very special guest. TBA Hall of Famer Amuleto Monticelli is bringing all his talent and knowledge to this bowling clinic for you. Spots are very limited, so if you want your shot at learning from one of the greatest of all time, grab your balls and message me on our Facebook page, Art of Bowling, or shoot me an email at askcoacharthur@gmail.com. Good luck and hope to see you there. It's going to be an exciting and knowledge-filled day. So with that, let's start answering some of your questions you've asked me in the comments. In our latest video, where we talked about muscling our arm swing, Mike DC Wells asked, what if he can't get his arm any further in the backswing? Any tips for people with limited mobility, or are we just screwed? This drill will actually help you lengthen that arm swing. Maybe you're not going to get to that point where you're getting it over your back, but you will get a little bit more length out of the arm swing by practicing this if you're limited with your mobility. And if you practice this and swinging the arm back and forth, you will increase the mobility in your arm, and you'll be able to see that come together. As far as the arm swing and it being shorter, moving our feet a little bit faster will give us a little bit more ball speed, but just making sure that that arm swing is free-flowing. A free-flowing swing will be a larger swing than a muscled swing. Thank you, Mike, for your question. Javier Trulio 7321 asked, can we get more two-handed bowling content? Two-handed bowling is not real bowling, and all of you should just stop it. Don't use that. As we know, I am a very large fan of two-handed bowling. We will be doing more two-handed bowling videos in the upcoming year as it's becoming more and more popular, and I see more and more younger bowlers using the two-handed style. When I first started coaching about 12 years ago, there was maybe 5% of the young bowlers were bowling two-handed. Now we're probably up to a 20% range of bowlers being two-handed. So you will see more two-handed bowling content coming from our channel. To the people who think that two-handed bowling is an unfair advantage and should be outlawed or whatever, no. You have the opportunity to bowl two-handed yourself. And it's fair for them, it's fair for you to go out and do it, if you can do it. It is a much more difficult way, and it uses many more muscles than a one-handed style. A few years ago, I experimented with two-handed, and I really liked it. My problem with it was I was 52 years old already, and when I woke up the next day, I couldn't walk. So, you know, it's there. You can use it. Walter Ray switched to it, and I don't think there's any unfair advantage as long as it's open to everybody to be able to use it. And just because you can't use it doesn't mean that it's not fair for everybody. Jeff Newman 8261 asked, Coach, where do you target and where do you stand for 4 pins? Well, Jeff, if we paid attention to the video that you're commenting on, it's the 369 video. I shoot all of my spares straight with a plastic ball, and I shoot them all over the 7th arrow. I start for 10 pins with my left foot on the 36th board. I start with 7 pins with my left foot on the 18th board. Each pin to the left or right of the pin of the 10 or the 7 pin, I move 3 boards in the opposite direction. So for instance, you said the 4 pin. I stand on 18 for the 7 pin. The 4 pin is 1 pin to the right of the 7 pin, so I would move 3 boards left, and I would put my foot on the 21st board and use the center arrow for the 4 pin. If you notice, I said I line up with my left foot on that target. There's a reason why we line up with our opposite foot from the hand we bowl with, and that's because we land on that foot. Now I know there's a couple of goofy footers out there that land on the right foot, and I highly recommend you change that if you can, just so you don't slam the ball into your ankle as you're delivering it. You want to line up with the foot that you finish with, so you can see how much you're drifting or not drifting, if you're walking straight, if your drift is consistent or not. At 23 Dylan 62, hello Arthur, I've been throwing the Roto-Grip Hustle Pearl, but haven't been getting it to hook as much as I expected. Even after taking the shine off, I've tried moving my feet, but feel like I'm not generating enough RPM. What should I do? Okay, Dylan, it could be a multitude of things. It could be that the pitches are different in that ball and you're not coming out of it quite right. It could be a span difference. It could be where the pin is to the bat, you know, where your pin is on the ball and how you have it drilled and what it's drilled to do. I would go visit your pro shop operator and see what they have to say about it. Putting more surface on the ball will help it. Taking the shine off, it was probably a good thing to do, but we have to look at all of the factors as to why this ball isn't hooking. And for our last one, at user-QI4ZG8NO4Q, our speed comes from our legs, our hip, and the opposite arm engaging the hip into the swing. Interesting, I haven't paid much attention to the opposite arm. Not paying attention to the opposite arm is a mistake I'd say 75% of all bowlers make. Using the opposite arm effectively through our swing is one of the best things we can do to engage that hip. And it's getting that arm out in front of you and switching it with the ball swing. And if you can master that, you will see a big difference in your balance, and you'll see a big difference in your ball speed. You could add another mile an hour to your ball speed going down the lane without any more effort, just by using the opposite arm effectively. I hope you guys found this session interesting. Please keep those comments coming in the comments section below. I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching, and see you on the lanes.